What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We are doing some Let's Talk today, and we're gonna do a little something from my Patreon page. So, here's the Patreon page in the background. These are videos that you can only watch if you are a patron. Even $1 gets you access to it, but it's coming from a channel that I have on my Discord channel that, again, if you're a patron, you have access to. And it's a little thing called Ask Pickle. And I have some questions that have been sitting in here for a little while, and I kind of wanted to finally get a chance to get to those and answer them. My top patron, Miss Marie Cherry, is the one who has asked all these questions, so you owe the information or receiving of information of this as a thanks to her? Question mark? Anyway, first question is, where did your name come from? My name came from my Xbox handle. When I first started, I had gotten the Xbox 360 and I had it all hooked up and downloaded all the updates and had the Call of Duty 4, the first Modern Warfare, had it in ready to go, and it's like, what is your gamer tag? I had to do some research to find out. I wasn't gonna pay $10 to change it, so I'm just going, well, I gotta think of something. It can't just be something stupid. Or it can't be something that is very specifically focused in one direction. So at that point, I kind of looked down, and I happened to be wearing a wife beater. So I was like, wife beater 4. So that's what it was for 3 years. I had numerous talks with people, and one guy in that very same game asked me, he goes, dude, I love the name, but I gotta ask, why 4? I said, because the first 3 are medal winners, and I'm still in contention. I don't know. It was a clever answer, I thought at the time, but that's not why. For whatever reason, it just popped into my head, and that's what it was. So after 3 years, I got a notice from Xbox saying, I'm not allowed to have that anymore. I have to change my name. Well, I got kind of pissed because that's what I had for 3 damn years. I'm like, why is it all of a sudden bad? So, alright, fine. So I went from wife beater 4 to wife beaters 4. I said I went from a singular unit to a group, bitches. And that lasted probably about 6 months, and I had to change it again. I'm like, well, damn it. Because I wanted something that was offensive enough to where if you thought about it, you're like, how dare you? But yet is very innocent at the same time. And all of a sudden, my head went to when I was still playing World of Warcraft, and I saw a Tauren hunter run around, and his name was Pickle Pumper. I was like, dude, that name is the best name I have ever heard. So at that point, when I had to change my Xbox handle for the second time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do Pickle Pumper. And so I don't have full creative rights, I guess, if you will, because I kind of borrowed it from someone else who had it. But then everyone on Xbox just kept calling me Pickle, so that's just kind of where it stuck. And rather than being Pickle Pumper and being kind of offensive, you don't want to call someone Pumper. That just sounds weird. So it just got stuck with Pickle, so that's where we are today. Second question is, what made you choose YouTube? It's free, and it's a medium that everyone is using now. I remember I was watching a couple of things. To this day I still don't remember what it was, but I got to the idea to where I'm going, this dude sucks. Like, this dude has a couple of million subscribers, and this dude's terrible. Like, at least in my eyes, for something that I found to be entertaining, I was like, this is dumb. I don't like it. And then as I started to look into it more, Nems had the thought for starting up a channel. I was like, I just had that thought last week. He goes, well, let's collaborate together and let's go do it. Done. And I mean, it's all been kind of downhill from there. I enjoy making the videos. I enjoy playing video games, and I've had numerous times where I've had countless friends watching me play a game or playing a game together, and I'll get pissed off and yell and scream, and people are laughing their asses off. So I already knew that I was at least semi-entertaining from an aspect on that note. So I knew that I could sit there and at least be entertaining. If I'm gonna be pissed, I'm like, yeah, I can see that! And people are like, that's hilarious. And I've even gotten to the point to where, especially with my Dark Souls 3 series, I love going back through and editing those videos because I remember playing that game and it infuriates me when I'm editing them, and at the same time it's making me laugh. So that always got me wondering, as I went further on, do people actually, as a YouTuber, do you watch your own shit? And I try not to watch them on the channel itself. I try and just watch them before I put them out, usually in my editing software, because if I don't like it, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to change it. But it does have me curious, like, do they just upload it and up it goes and that's it and just move on? Do you actually watch it? I've watched every video of mine I've ever put out. All of them. Whether in small amounts to make sure that the sound levels are correct, or whether it's in large amounts that I've enjoyed it. I have personally watched every Dark Souls video I've done probably twice. Guaranteed. Every one of them. They're entertaining for me to watch. Who are my YouTube influences? I wouldn't really say influences, but there's definitely some standards that I kind of put on myself. I've taken little bits and pieces, like, oh, okay, I understand here. And I have to say that if there's one that has influenced me the most, it's when I was starting to get lost in being Pickle, of going, what in the hell, what can I do? Like, I have to say that it kind of has to go towards Markiplier more, just because I enjoy the genuineness whenever you watch him play. You can tell, he's really freaking out, or this is really bothering him, or he's really enjoying it, or he's really bored, and I enjoy that aspect. I've seen some videos where they'll record their gameplay and then go back over it and try to tell you how they were feeling at that point. And that to me is a disconnect, and it's almost doing a disservice to the video itself. Now, if you're doing a review, like the penny pitching picks or whatever, then that makes sense. You don't want to sit there and be playing and review it at the same time, because you can't actually disconnect yourself enough to actually do it. But yeah, I'd have to say Markiplier. After that, I'd have to say is a very, very close second is probably Dash EXP. The way that he would sit there and yell nonsensical things and be angry all the time, I started to enjoy, but I started to realize that he got very formulaic for me, and I wasn't okay with that. I like kind of having some more spontaneity instead of things that just kind of seem to be pre-programmed. But he was one of the first ones that I actually watched gameplay footage on, and started to kind of take some notes. So the next question is, do I have any future plans for my channel? I do. I have talked to a friend of mine for probably 3 years now. He has an incredible eye for movies and film. And I think if we take his eye for it and my creativeness and we combine it together, we can actually make some really cool things. And I have some scripts written up that I would love to find a place for us to sit and film, and then upload those to see, what you guys think. I've been up his ass, like I said, for 3 years, and we've gotten nowhere yet. I'm thinking about making a couple more scripts to see if I can't put some stuff together. I would love to do little short skits and short films and stuff like that. I've always thought that whenever you're on YouTube, do whatever you want, man. a lot of my videos lately have been, video games, but I do the Let's Talks to kind of start letting you know more about who Mike is, not just Pickle. And I keep trying to expand more to let you guys know just how far my reaches of interest and entertainment go. Which leads me to the next question of, do I have any hobbies outside of YouTube? I do, actually. I am currently kind of an amateur writer. I do have some novels that I'm working on. A couple of them are right there in a notebook. Thankfully, I still have those. Had a weird little thing happen a couple years ago where I lost everything I had written in the last 10 years. Unless it was on my iPad, which it's Boom Beach and writing is about all that I do on my iPad. That's it. And yeah, I also was in a band for 10 years and then in another band for about 2. We'll say 2. There was more like a year, and then we went on a hiatus for a little while and played together in pieces. But after that, it was done, and I've sparingly played music since because I really, really enjoy playing music with others. I'm not so much I can come up with a riff or a beat or something like that just out of the blue. Go, okay, do something to it. I would much rather someone else start and I add to it. I've always found that works best for my creative juices when it comes to music. I've not written a song in probably about 10 years. Maybe a little less. Depends on how. Yeah, it's been about 10 years because Lil Obi, when he was gestating, that's about whenever we stopped, and did a couple more times after that, but it got too much for Obi to kind of keep up, and it was understandable. There's no animosity. But yeah, that's kind of why that stopped. I would love to be able to get in and do some of the songs from the first group I was in, and yeah, like I seriously enjoy those. Beyond that, I don't know. I'm a simple guy. I go for walks, sit around, bullshit, play some board games. It's not hard to please. Sometimes I'm in the mood for something, sometimes I'm not. But for the most part, it's not that hard to please me. It's pretty easy. And then last question is, what's your favorite kind of music, books, and TV show, and why? For those of you that know me, my favorite kind of music is heavy metal. I don't know. I guess I've always loved the primalness of it, and there's some songs that really just charge me and get me going. There's other songs that I've listened to that I don't listen to anymore because of where they take me, and I won't listen to them again. But I'll listen to most anything. I have classical music on my computer. I have Otis Redding. I have Stevie Ray Vaughan, as well as Meshuggah, Whitechapel. Fuck, man, you name it. I'm not a big fan of country stars as a whole. There's some country songs I like, but that music on a broad scale, I don't like. None of it resonates with me. None of it at all. I don't like a lot of new R&B. Like, if it's got a good beat, I'll be okay with it, but depending on how everything goes or is mixed, I don't enjoy. Fuck that noise. My favorite kind of book is probably going to be science fiction, even though lately I've been reading American Sniper, the Chris Kyle story. And it's definitely interesting to hear that from his own, words before he passed. And I can't say passed. He didn't pass. Before he was murdered, which is a fucking tragedy. But I've been reading a lot of those lately. It's been very refreshing just to kind of have something different. But I tend to go more towards the sci-fi or comic books lately. That's kind of where I've always kind of had my talents in. My favorite kind of TV show, or is it just supposed to be my favorite book and my favorite TV show? Not kind of music, kind of book, and kind of TV show. Well, I don't have a favorite book. One that I can always remember that I absolutely devoured once I got just about to the halfway point is Stephen King's Salem's Lot. That book always kind of has a place for me, even though I don't remember much about it. I just remember being so enthralled with the story and tearing through it. My favorite kind of TV show, I don't really watch much TV, so my favorite kind of TV show is going to be hockey. So that's more where I go. My favorite TV show is probably going to have to be... Shit, I don't know. There's so damn many of them. I don't know. Archer, Game of Thrones, Bob's Burgers, Family Guy, Shameless. The fuck else have I watched? Californication was a good one. I mean, there's a ton that I've enjoyed. I've watched all of Dexter. I know a lot of people got pissed off at the ending, but there's a couple things I could say about that, but I've already run this video entirely too long, so I'm going to stop here. If you want a chance to ask me some questions, all you gotta do is sign up for Patreon, and you have access to the Discord channel, and you can go into the Ask Pickle channel and feel free to ask me whatever the hell you want. I've always said, you know, I'll answer any question you want. You just need to ask yourself if you actually want that answer. So, yeah, come to the Ask Pickle channel and you can ask me whatever you want, and I will feature your questions on another Let's Talk when I get some more. And I apologize to my patron, Miss Marie Cherry, for taking so long to get here. I was kind of hoping other questions would come up, but such was not the case. And yeah, that's all that I've got in this one. Sorry it ran so long. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thumbs up. Any comments you want to put down below. You want to banter back and forth about anything that you found out today, feel free. And until I see another video, I'm Pickle, and I'm out.